The Red Shoes. Karen lost her parents to disease when she was a small child and was living together with her grandmother. Karen's grandmother took great care of Karen and taught her a lot of things, like reading, writing, as well as sewing. Then, Karen's 15th birthday came. In this country, there was a tradition to hold a celebration ceremony at church when one turned 15. As Karen was told that her grandmother will buy her new clothes and shoes for the ceremony, she was excited to go out for shopping with her grandmother in a carriage. Karen was looking at a wide variety of shoes in different colors, displayed on glass shelves. Then, she stumbled upon bright red enamel shoes. Karen felt a mysterious charm from the shoes, and she got her grandmother to buy them for her. On Sunday, Karen put on her newly bought red shoes and headed to church. There were a lot of people gathered at the church. As soon as Karen got off the carriage, the people looked at Karen's red shoes and said,
"Oh dear, she came to the church with red shoes on. She is such a peculiar girl."
I have no idea what's the meaning of that. Karen didn't know there was a tradition that people must wear black shoes when entering church. Karen's grandmother didn't realize the shoe's color due to her poor eyesight.
"Everyone's looking at my red shoes. They must be thinking my shoes are pretty."
Karen wasn't aware that the people were actually watching her with disapproval. The ceremony took place, and even while the priest was saying words of congratulations to Karen, she couldn't think of anything but the red shoes. On her way back home in a carriage, her grandmother asked Karen,
"Karen, is that true that the shoes you are wearing are red?"
She heard Karen was wearing red shoes from a woman sitting next to her. Her grandmother gave Karen a thorough scolding and made her promise that she'll never wear the red shoes to church again. However, next Sunday, Karen went to church wearing the red shoes again. When Karen got to the entrance of the church, she was addressed by a strange man.
"Hehehe, Missy, the red shoes look great on you. Hey, would you dance for this old man?"
The man said that, looking long and hard at Karen's red shoes. Karen, meanwhile, ignored the man and went into the church. The people at church were staring at Karen's red shoes with curiosity.
"Hey, look, that girl is wearing those red shoes again. She will surely be punished by God."
However, the people's eyes and voices were nothing to Karen, who was overly obsessed with her favorite shoes. When Karen left the church and tried to get into the carriage, that man again spoke to her.
"Hey, come on, why don't you dance?"
Then Karen's legs started to shake and involuntarily took dancing steps.
What is this? What on earth is going on?
Although Karen tried desperately to stop her legs, they kept on moving, despite her intentions. Consequently, it made it impossible for her to get into the carriage. Karen went back home, all confused, after dancing through the town. When Karen finally got back home, she was exhausted from all the dancing. However, still, she couldn't stop her legs from taking dancing steps.
Oh my! Karen, what are you doing? Grandma, help me! Please help me take off these shoes!
Her grandmother forcefully pulled off the shoes from Karen's feet. And then, finally, her legs stopped moving. Her grandmother harshly scolded Karen for breaking her promise. Then, she took Karen's red shoes away and she put them in the back of the closet. A few days later, her grandmother came down with a sudden illness. With the illness being severe, Karen was constantly looking after her grandmother all day long. However, right at the same time, Karen received an invitation to a town ball party. Although Karen was keen on attending the ball party, she could hardly leave her sick grandmother alone. Karen took out her red shoes from the closet and blankly stared at them. Then, on the day of the ball party,
I am sorry, Grandma. I can't help my feelings. I'll take a quick peek, and I'll rush back home. Please forgive me.
As soon as her grandmother fell asleep, Karen quickly put on the red shoes, got dressed up, and then went out to the ball party. However, upon getting off the carriage, from somewhere, Karen heard the voice of that strange man.
Good evening, Missy. Would you please show me your dance again? I'd love to see your graceful dance with those red shoes on. Now do it.
Then, just at that moment, Karen's legs started to move all of a sudden. Although Karen called for help desperately, nobody was willing to help her, for they were all scared of her.
Please, somebody help! Please get these shoes off!
While Karen tried her best to take off the shoes were steadily stuck to her feet, and so it was impossible for her to pull them off. Eventually, Karen's legs turned in a different direction and took her to the woods outside the town. There, Karen kept on dancing, day after day. Karen's outfit had gotten completely worn out, and her feet were bleeding.
I wonder how long I had been dancing for. I'm so tired. I can hardly think about anything anymore.
Karen then went into the town church, taking dancing steps and being led by something. Inside the church, there were a lot of people singing. When Karen took a better look, she realized her relatives, friends, as well as acquaintances were gathered there. The people gathered there were all astounded to see Karen enter, dressed in miserably ragged clothes.
Where in the world have you been? Your grandmother died from illness.
There, a funeral for Karen's grandmother was taking place.
She suddenly got worse on the night of the ball party and kept on calling your name, up until the last moment she died. What? You can't be serious. Grandma, I am so sorry. God, please forgive me and send her soul to heaven.
In tears, Karen gave her prayers to God. Then, at that moment, a dazzling light wrapped around Karen's body. What emerged from the light was an angel in a pure white robe. Karen, your prayer from the bottom of your heart has reached God. I will make sure to send your grandmother's soul to heaven. You are also pardoned for your sins. Ah, thank you so much, God. When Karen woke up, she found herself lying on the floor inside the church. The red shoes were also gone. Karen deeply regretted and apologized for what she has done, and wept for a long time, hanging over her grandmother's cold body.